Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to TV Movie Month. And tonight we're talking about a Canadian made TV movie from 2011. In Canada, it came out in 2010. And it was aired on the Disney Channel here in the States. And it's a fun little comedy horror, film, kids film. Well, it's more for like older kids and younger kids. And that is My Babysitter's a Vampire, the first season. Well, it started as a TV movie and then it became a series. So just to let you know, I'm talking about the film, the hour and 20-minute special that they had in 2011. And this was a surprise for me. Here it is. See the first season. Let's see, disc three. I think it was on disc three, the feature film. It's a 3 disc set with all the film with all the episodes from the first season. And disc three is here. It is. Here's the proof that it was a TV movie. My Babysitter's a Vampire, the movie, is disc three. So that's what we're talking about, where you first meet the characters, and it's really, really funny, and it makes a lot of fun of Twilight, which was good because I hated that franchise. The only one I got that I own is the last one because it's a joke. But anyway, this is the synopsis in case you didn't hear about it. See how the adventures began as Ethan Matthew Knight. He's very likable in this movie. And so is his friend Benny, played by Atticus Dean Mitchell. Join forces with a babe O-sitter and fledgling vampire Sarah, who's this cute black Canadian girl, Vanessa Morgan. All of you followers of Riverdale, she's the girl on Riverdale with the pink hair, the one that joins Cole Sprouse's, posse, if you will. And yeah, she's a major character in the movie. She's very cute. I liked her. Very likable. In this 3 disc set of the original movie and all 13 episodes of season 1, when his parents insist on hiring a babysitter, high school freshman Ethan worries about his already precarious image. When he learns the truth about Sarah's mission to save the world from her blood-sucking ex-boyfriend, Jesse, he's a badass. And guess what? He looks like Adam Driver. He looks like a Canadian Adam Driver. His name is what you call it? Joe DeNichol. He's a really good actor. I've seen him in other movies. He was in Banksters. I've seen him in episodes, I think, of Blind Spot. He's a really good actor. He's basically, this is what Kylo Ren would look like if he was a vampire and he wasn't a pussy. He is so not a pussy. He takes this girl. There's a scene that's so laughable that she pushes him and I think she like kicks him or something. And he's like, you shouldn't have done that. And he grabs her ass and he throws her into the sky. If Kylo Ren did that in episode 9, that movie would get the freaking pass from me, like immediately. But since I'm done with Star Wars, that's why I'm not going to see it. But anyway, Jesse is a really good villain. They don't show him. There's even nods to Star Wars in this movie. So if you guys say that I love bashing on that franchise, hold your breath. This is gonna win you over. Yeah, Ethan also discovers spooky realities about his sleepy hometown and his own secret powers. Yeah, but secret powers that are freaking explained because Benny's grandmother, is an Earth priestess, and Benny has the power to do spells, kind of like in Harry Potter. He reads a book, he does a spell. There you go. That's all the freaking exposition you need. J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan, all you idiots that don't know how to write. And then, yeah, mysterious, fun, and exciting. My Babysitter's a Vampire follows the adventures of a group of friends taking on zombies, demons, ghosts, and other high school challenges. Yeah, that's in the TV show. I'm going to talk about the movie. Really good cast, really enjoyable. It's not very long. It's about 80 minutes long. And really epic stuff. Like, there's things that made me smile here. Benny films... he has a video camera and he's filming inside of the clean streets of Canada, which is awesome because I like how quiet it is. There's not people walking around everywhere like in New York City. It's very clean. It's very natural. And, when they film, it looks actually really, bright, and the camera's not shaking. It looks really well done. Canadian directors know how to keep the camera rolling. Look at the guy that does Blade Runner 2049. That's some of the greatest cinematography I've ever seen in my life. And the way he holds the camera, getting shots from far and wide. He's a French-Canadian guy. Told you, they have talent up there. Up there, they have a lot of freaking talent up north. They make me laugh like Ryan Reynolds, and then they intrigue me like Denis Villeneuve. Yeah, but this is no Blade Runner 2049. I'm not saying that. But there's a scene where Benny is filming Sarah, because she just got bit by Jesse on the arm. She got scratched by him, and she's about to eat a rat because she doesn't want to eat human blood. So she doesn't want to drink human blood. So she's trying to drink the blood of a rat, and she goes, ah! And he's like, ah! It made me laugh. Just these two guys are great together. They're a really good duo. It's like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's like they're both guys. They're really funny together. They have good rapport. Their comedic timing is on point. And also, there's a girl named Erica who's a blonde chick. She's in the show as well. I forgot her name. I think it's not Vanessa Morgan. I forgot her name. Yeah, it doesn't say here on the back, right? No, it doesn't. But anyway, she becomes a full-fledged vampire. First, she's a fledgling because she goes to a party with a bunch of vampires in a mansion. And there's a cool scene after that because after she gets bitten she gets bitten on the neck by one of the black vampires, and she's into a franchise called Dusk, which is a parody of Twilight, which I freaking hated. And they show a scene with a guy's face sparkling. I was laughing my ass off. Because as a man that never read any of the freaking books and is not a target audience for that trash heap or 50 Shades of Grey, which spawned from Twilight, yeah, I love that they make fun of it. And they make the melodramatic poses, and it's like, you make me feel safe. And all the camera angles from the first Twilight, it's laughable. It's so laughable. But they make fun of it, but not in an insulting way. It's not just a reference and a reference and a reference like Vampire Suck. It really does have more meat to it. Even though that movie, as flawed as it is, I love the girl in that movie, who's also Canadian. Love chicks from Canada. That's why Evangeline Lilly has my heart. No doubt about it. But anyway, this movie's a lot of fun. Like after Benny, Ethan, and Sarah escape from all the vampires, they freaking take these glowing tubes like fluorescent light bulbs, and they turn them into freaking lightsabers. Now that is badass. I would love to see the hobo create her own lightsaber instead of stealing from somebody else's. Yeah, these two actually make their own freaking lightsabers, and they work against the vampires. I'm like, Jedi's fighting freaking vampires. That sounds like a movie that would be in my top 10 of the year. Just that on principle, because they can actually kill vampires easily. Just send them into the light, use the freaking lightsabers, use the Jedi mind trick, and make them choke on garlic if there is even garlic in Star Wars. There's a scene in a movie theater where the girls are going to see a Dust movie, and the vampires are pretty much setting them up so that they can suck their blood and take their souls inside of this box that Jesse calls what's it called? It's the Harbinger of Souls or something like that. Yeah. But anyway, it's interesting, and it made me smile, seeing these two characters. They're very likable. They're not assholes. The accents, they have a blonde friend named Rory who's he's a nerdy kid, and he nobody notices him, and then he goes to the party and gets bit, and then Erica bites him on the neck, and they both become vampires. So at least they keep that thing, and they don't sparkle in the sun like a bunch of emo glittering douchebags. Yeah, they only do that to make fun of Dusk. And when they go to the movie theater, there's a girl with a vintage Star Wars freaking t-shirt. None of this Disney bullshit of freaking Force Awakens and Rogue One and freaking Episode 8 and Solo. It's the real Star Wars. It says, "May the Force be with you." And he kisses the girl at the freaking concession stand that says, "Vintage Star Wars, that is so hot." Exactly. That's how I feel. Hell, this is more of Star Wars right here. Guardians of the Galaxy. But again, that's what I was saying, that it has a lot of mention of that franchise, and that's when it was good. That was when it was safe from the hands of Kathleen Kennedy. But anyway, this movie, the first movie that spawned it, I was very surprised. I was like, oh god, this is going to be some shitty Disney Channel knockoff of Twilight. It's going to be horrible. I'm not going to laugh. I laughed. You got two leads that are white guys. Where have I heard that before? Yeah, where have I heard that before? And it's got an interracial, couple with Ethan and Sarah. I buy them. She's very cute. The little daughter, Ethan's younger sister is cute in the movie. His mother and his father, they're normal people. They're not freaking asshats that make fun of their children. I like Benny's grandmother. I like the villains are actually not a joke. Jesse, bigger badass than Kylo Ren will ever be, and he was in more of this because he was in the first movie. He comes back at the end of season 1, and he comes in season 2, and Ethan has visions. visions, picture in his head. And it's interesting. It's like That's So Raven, except it's like, his eyes turn white, and then he sees a vision of Jesse, and I'm like, where there's a backstory of that he was around in his great grandfather's time, and he was a vampire, and he turned people into vampires, and he turned Whitechapel, which is the town they live in, into vampires. And it's interesting. See, it's a backstory that makes sense. And for something Canadian that I did not expect to enjoy, I like this movie and the TV show. The second season was a little bit, it was weaker, but I still like the characters, most of them. There are flaws. I think that, so they can't show too much blood because it's for kids. There's some CGI is a little shoddy, but I'll take the CGI in this over the freaking bad CGI faces in Rogue One. That looks like shit. I'm sorry. That is not Oscar worthy. That looks like a bad video game. But anyway, here, when some of the vampires, disintegrate, like when Thanos snaps his fingers and people did that in Avengers, it doesn't look like that, as it looks a little bit video gamey, but I'll take it over the bad CGI in other films. There's also scenes where they use holy water on the vampires, and they they're like, we're not afraid of fire, and then the sprinklers go off, and they're like, ah, and then they melt, and even a girl vampirist dies. Ethan like throws a freaking knife at her, and I'm like, yeah, he's a badass. Ethan actually fights. He's not a coward. He gets the courage. Him and Benny get the courage to fight all vampires with anything they can, with freaking lightsabers, with water guns, with freaking a freaking what was it, a lighter to light the freaking sprinkler so it could go off. And of course, Erica, Sarah is very likable as well. That she's her own woman. She's not a freaking SJW. There's a scene where in the party where she breaks these freaking pieces of wood and pokes it at people. She's like, "Stay back, or I'll poke you with it." And there's a nice fight scene with her and Erica, even though it's very short lived. But even with bangs, she's very cute. Like Vanessa Morgan is a cutie pie. I'll take that girl to school any day over freaking like Felicity Jones or something like that, or Amelia Clark. Just no, they look like one looks like she's 12 years old, and the other looks like she has a beaver teeth. But no beaver teeth on this Canadian cutie. If you've seen Riverdale, you know what I mean. But yeah, again, I like the Star Wars references here. If you can do it right, Spaceballs, this movie, Looney Tunes back in action, even freaking the Lego movie. That's what I want to see. I want the franchise respected. This movie respects it, and it's cool that they had a reference like that. I'm like, it made me smile. I was like, they got man-made lightsabers that are freaking awesome, and they don't turn on like, they turn on like a light bulb, and then like, and you hear the, yeah, and that's awesome. I love that. That made me smile. I've seen fan films where they use that way, lightsabers like that. Yeah. Let's face it, that when a movie from 8 years, almost 8 years ago, can do it justice, then there's no excuse from Disney now or Lucasfilm. But it's a straightforward story. This movie is. I sound like Yoda already, and it's a lot of fun. It is on DVD. I don't know why the second season never got a release. It's not as good, but I still like the characters. It was a conclusion to the series, even though it's the ending basically of the first season. But I'll take what I can get. This cast did not disappoint me. Matthew Knight is a good actor, really emotional, puppy dog eyes. He's a very good actor. Atticus Mitchell's hilarious in this movie. I like him as Benny. He's really, really fun. Sarah, Vanessa Morgan. What else can I say? Oh yeah, Erica is something Todd. Not Tony Todd. What's her name? Kate Todd. That's her name. That's the girl that plays Erica. She's cute. She's blonde. I prefer brunettes though. And yeah, the film is a lot of fun. Like it's a little bit scary for children that are like under 5, so I wouldn't show this to them. I would definitely wait till they're a little older so they can understand that vampires aren't real. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It made fun of Twilight. It has a great freaking Star Wars references that made me smile. I'm like, that's cool. Thanks for reminding me of the good old days. And you got a likable cast, and they don't retcon anything in season 2. They continue the story, and then it ends. There you go. You don't have to make everything complicated. This movie did it, and Canadians, they have my heart compared to some of the dumbass directors that we got now here in the States. But anyway, my Babysitter's a Vampire's fun. I was very surprised. I was not expecting anything. I was like, this is going to be stupid. But it's not. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's got a lot of good moments with the characters. It's got a fun story. That's what drew me in. If the writing is decent, I will give the movie the pass, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. And it's something original. It's not like Twilight or freaking Fright Night or Lost Boys. It does its own mythology on vampires, but doesn't take anything away from it. That's in a bad way, like Twilight did with the freaking emo, sparkling bullshit. That was just dumb. Sissified versions of vampires. Here, it's a lot better. It reminded me of when vampires were taken seriously, and when they had gore and they actually bite people's necks and not be pussies and say, "I can't be with you. I gotta bite animals. I'm a monster." No, none of that. I want to enjoy myself when I'm watching something with vampires, not be bored out of my mind with slow talking and nothing happening. Here, a lot happens in less than 90 minutes. So I'll leave you guys with that. I hope you guys do see My Babysitter as a Vampire. It's fun. If you're looking for fun entertainment this summer that's not in theaters right now and it has a horror taste, go watch it. It's fun. It's not as terrible as some critics made it out to be. Critics want everything to be deep and personal. I'm like, these characters are pretty personal to me. I like them a lot. And there was a lot of promise here. I wish the series could have lasted longer, but hey, what we got was a lot better than some of the stuff from now on the Disney Channel. So I can easily say that. Rather watch this than any of the Descendants movies easily because it's not girly bullshit singing and retconning stuff from Disney movies. That I don't like. This I like better. So I'll leave you with that. See you guys in the next video.